Around me, rain down.
You're not buying into the whole Brian Williams. Oh, the bombs were beautiful. The
Yeah,
way they
I
rained down, it's so majestic. Oh God! And then he went off into the corner and did some stuff I don't even want to talk about.
yeah, you know what, man? I'm not gonna lie and say that I've never really explored you porn. I certainly have, but I'm pretty sure there's no missile subsection. I'm pretty sure Brian Williams has a very bizarre fetish. I think that not even you porn covers that. The only person with a weirder fetish than that is Paul Ryan. I'm pretty sure he masturbates to videos of women not being able to afford their birth control. They're completely clothed, Tim. They're totally clothed. They're just crying because they can't afford their birth control. That's what who fucked that guy? Why did apparently he was talking about that shit in college. That was what he said. He was like, yeah, in college I'd be around the keg being like, someday we're gonna take. Who talked to him? Did he get laid in college? Who did it? Who fucked Paul Ryan in college? Email me and we gotta flesh this out. I mean, why would you? Why? Hey, what are you into? Well, do you use birth control? Yeah, I'm really into making sure you can't get that or not be able to afford it. That's what I'm
Dude,
into. I think
Ron,
I'm not going to give you my phone number. Who fucked that guy? Somebody did.
Somebody did. Somebody fucked him. Look, man, look, I never understood that. That's another thing. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe I come from the wrong side of the tracks, man. But if you're not going to help parents when they bring kids into the world, if they say, hey, I need some help, maybe some diapers, maybe, a couple of dollars to get by, get some formula, you say, no, you moocher. Get out of here, you moocher. Get a job. Well, if that's the way you're going to be, if they say, hey, help me prevent a pregnancy that I may not be able to afford because it's not opportune time for me to do so, and you say, screw that too, like, I don't understand how we can win in this situation. It's like they set up the bars, they set it up so that people can't win, and somehow they pass that off like they're fighting for the people's rights. But if you're pro-life, you should be pro-life for the unborn and the born. And by the way, hey guys, we're here, we're born. We like you to be pro our life as well. So it just doesn't make sense, man. And I've been trying to look at the Republicans and say, you know what? I want to respect that maybe they have some ideological differences, but on certain things, man, it just doesn't make sense, Ron. It's like I got to contort myself into a weird pretzel-like shape, man. I can't even look at it and say, okay, and have some type of intellectual honesty and say, yeah, maybe they just see it a different way. But dude, how can you see it a different way when you want to prevent people from preventing themselves from being in situations where they can't afford to live above the poverty line? And then when they need help, you say, fuck them. Like, how does that work? I don't know, Ron. Once again, maybe, because I'm from D.C., I live in Maryland, maybe I'm being exposed. Maybe you have an insight into the psyche of this stupid shit.
No, I can't disagree with you, Tim. I mean, George Carlin said it best. He said, it's not pro-life, it's anti-woman. That's what it is. It's not pro-life. There is nothing, quote-unquote, pro-life about that movement. If you were really pro-life, you would want to create a society where abortion was less necessary. You'd be giving so much money to Planned Parenthood, it'd be unbelievable. You would try to make adoption easier. You would try to lower the costs of it. You would want to have proper prenatal care for all women. That's what you would be if you were pro-life. If you were really pro-life, you'd be like, look, we're not here to shame people that are making the most difficult decision they'll likely ever make in their life. We're here to try to lead them to carrying through with the birth. And, we really want to do that by making these resources available to them, by helping them. Hell, I would donate money to that organization, even if I disagree. I would probably disagree with them in some principles. I believe in a woman's right to choose. But I'd be like, hey, you know what? That's a noble cause. You're helping out a lot of people. You're making a lot of medical services more easily available. I support what you're doing, even though we have some fundamental disagreements. That's a movement. Hell, I would get behind that, even though I had some disagreement. That's not what the pro-life movement is, though. It's the total opposite of that. It's about shaming. It's about defunding services that would make abortion less necessary. And it's all based on this. Mostly it's just based on religious dogma.
I absolutely agree with you, Ron. And the way you just placed that, dude, I don't know, man. I think some of our pro-life people, man, I don't know what they're looking at. I'm not talking about the politicians. I'm talking about regular people. If you're a regular person and you're pro-life, I get that. You may be looking at it from a totally different perspective. You're like, I want to respect children. I want to respect the unborn child that's growing. I want to respect that. I want to make sure that child has an opportunity to live its life. I don't want their life to be taken. I get that. I'm with you on that. I understand where you're coming from. No argument from me there. My thing is the politicians who push that pro-life agenda, they are not trying to take care of the child or provide, what Ron's saying, they're not providing mechanisms to help the mother be able to keep the child. If you don't want people to have abortions, help them. That's all.
Yeah.
Don't just say, you can't have that, you're against God, you're a horrible person, you should burn in hell. Well, help, and look, telling people not to have sex is like telling people not to smoke weed, and a lot of people smoke weed. And a lot of
It's
people
like telling people not to eat.
They kind of go together
I mean,
too.
Well, it's not quite like telling people how to eat. You don't need to have sex to survive, but it is one of the basic needs of human life.
Speak for yourself, Ron.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro. I mean, I got 3 kids, man. So, like, I mean, you know, I kind of need to do it. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, it's a natural thing, but
it's a very natural thing. And you know what? When I say I'm pro-choice, and this is something that I would say to a pro-life critic, you know, when I say I'm pro-choice, I mean what I mean. I mean I'm pro-choice. I don't mean I'm pro-abortion. Nobody loves the idea. Well, I mean, I guess maybe some sick people do, but nobody is like, yeah, abortion, that's awesome. Let's have more of it. That's not what pro-choice is. Pro-choice is we live in a society where some people, that's the choice they need to make, and they have the right to do that. However, I'd be on board with any type of movement that favored trying to make people less compelled to make that choice. I'm all about having affordable prenatal care. I'm all about affordable birth control. I'm all about comprehensive sex education. I'm all about, you know, not shaming people that are in that situation. I'm all about making adoption easier. You know how many kids need adopting? And there's a lot of people that would love to do it, but it's so fucking expensive. Why is it so expensive? It's nuts.
It's
I
long,
know.
it sucks, it's expensive. Dude, like, they should, instead of giving tax breaks to the rich and wealthy, won't you give them to mothers who decide to keep their children and bring these children into the world? Won't you do that? I'm just saying, guys, give it up for that.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should do that. I think that's a great idea. I mean, it's going in a better place, I believe, a place that's needed. If you love life, you want to preserve life, it makes sense to me. But there'll be a pushback. There'll be a reason. There'll be something where you just need to not have sex. Well, you know, that's stupid. I don't agree with that. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
not going to happen.
Around me, brain down. Yeah.